Now, first thing I want to get, okay, this is coffee here. Let's see what you think about these deals. Let's see if they're good deals or what. Great value, 100% Arabica, Colombian ground coffee. These are K-Pods. And we got 48 of these K-Pods in here, just like that. 48 K-Pods. These 48 K-Pods. 48 K-Pods for $14.92. So it's $14.92 for those. Okay. We got tuna in a can. Tuna in a can, great value. Again, 4-pack. It's 4 cans. 4 cans of tuna for 4 cans of tuna for $2.74. $2.74 for the 4-pack of tuna. So that's how much that was. So $2.74. Okay, I like to fix pinto beans, soup beans. Okay, now this pinto beans is a 4-pound bag. Got a big 4-pound bag of soup beans, pinto beans. So you need to get some ham hock, maybe some of that freeze-dried, vacuum-packed, you know. I'm going to be making some pinto beans for tomorrow. I've got my crock pot out. I've got my plastic crock pot liner in the crock pot. Got that ready for tomorrow. Okay, and the pinto beans, 4-pound pinto beans were 4-pound pinto beans were $3.66. So it's $3.66 for that. Now we got the Marichan Ramen Noodle Soup beef flavor 12-pack now. 12 ramen noodles. We got that for $2.84. $2.84 for 12 ramen noodles. You know that ramen soup is, just about one of the best things you can eat for the money. I'm telling you. $2.84, for the ramen. I wanted to get a few things and a few things to put in the camper gradually to stock up the camper with stuff to eat and, eat on out there. So I got that stuff here, and I just thought I would share it with you. The stuff from Walmart came to like $24 and something. So that was a pretty good deal, and I'm glad I got some of that stuff. So what I'm going to do is set you guys up here. I've got some more pinto beans in here. Okay. I'm going to make plenty of these pinto beans. 16 ounces. 16 ounces of pinto beans. Yes, madam. Again, the pinto beans are good for you, okay? Just got to watch out for your gas and stuff like that. It says soak and rinse your beans, but we're just going to stick them in there. Okay, fat is 1 gram of fat. Saturated fat is 0. Trans fat is 0. Cholesterol is 0. Sodium 10 milligrams. Total carbohydrates 21 grams or 8%. Fiber is 12 grams or 44%. These are high in fiber. That's what you want to be able to lower your LDL, your bad cholesterol. Fiber is good for you. Good for your cholesterol. Dietary fiber, 12 grams or 44%. It's way up there. Total sugar is 1 gram. So, protein 7 grams. Vitamin D. Iron, 2.5 milligrams or 15%. Potassium, 660 milligrams. So this is our pinto beans, okay? We're going to get our pinto beans, cut them open. I'm just going to stick them in the crock pot. What I'd like to have is a 12-volt crock pot. Let's see. I know it's dark in this kitchen, but I need to add some more light in here. The light over there don't work, okay? It's light over there. It's dark over there because the light don't work over there. Now. Okay. Now, I think I'm going to make some, we don't have any more stings for your automatic 350. Okay, preheating the oven. I've got a little bit of soup, vegetable soup that Mom made, just a little left over. And I wash a few dishes. There's not a horrendous amount of dishes to do. I've got my trusty little skillet here. Hey, Sandy Linderthal, how are you? Okay, I'm going to make some cornbread. I've got my soup beans in there on high. And I don't really even soak my soup beans. I mean, you can do that, but I really like to just put them in there. Just put them in the oven. Put them in the crock pot and just let them cook in there. Okay, make myself a little cornbread for tomorrow. Whew, yes, ma'am. We got to make some cornbread. Cornbread and soup beans. Make a few fried potatoes tomorrow to go with it. Yeah, fried potatoes, soup beans, cornbread. Oh, me. Oh, my. Oh, my. Kyle, what you doing? And that's that kitchen. Woo, Lord me. Lord me. Lord mercy. Okay. What I'm going to do is get myself my little, got myself some vintage containers. Okay. Maybe 1.5 cups of cornmeal. Maybe 1/4 cup of sugar. A little sugar. I just put a little sugar in mine. Darn it. Dang it. Just let them fall on the floor. I don't care. Let them fall on the floor. Who cares? And I've got to get myself a little bit of let's see. Baking powder, Clever Girl baking powder. It's dark in here. See, part of a tablespoon. So we want it to rise a little bit. So we gotta have this to make it rise a little. Good to see you, everybody. Hey, Denise R. No, I want you to come. I want you to come. You're not in the middle of a conflict. Just, if you can just try not to, just try to, if you don't mind, I'm not telling you what to do, just respect the pronouns of the person. Just don't say nothing to the person, you know. And I'll tell that person not to say nothing to you either, Denise R. You know, I won't say, I'll tell that person not to say nothing to you, and you don't say nothing to them, you know. You all can just kind of have a ceasefire and just kind of coexist in here. How about that? Just don't say nothing to each other. Just kind of both do your thing in the channel, and it's cool. I want you here. You're a good person. You support me. Hey, Jeffrey, how are you? Yeah, Denise, I like you being here. I like everybody in here. See, I'm just kind of... Okay, now. A little bit of this milk. Got to kind of try to use this milk up before it kind of goes bad. So I'm going to get a little more of this. I'm going to add a little more because have a little more of it. Yeah, that's all it means. And I got my Walmart haul, so bought a few things at the Wally World Walmart, so. Okay, we've got I greased my pan. Monica. Hey Monica, how are you? I made my grandma's homemade 3-bean chili adjusted to my pressure cooker a couple of weeks ago. Sadly, it was the best ever tasted. I'm sure she'd be proud. That's good. Hey John Jacobs, how you doing? Got the stuff in here, my grease, my vegetable oil. Yeah. Okay. You can just go ahead and wipe that out again. Okay, and so this stuff will be done tomorrow. Okay, all this stuff will be done tomorrow. I try to take care of milk, beans and cornbread, and some onion. Good eating for a country girl. Well, yes, exactly. Dixie babe, how are you? Good to see you. Whatever you make, Joey always looks good. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Kaylee. Thank you, Dixie babe. Buff Carrot, everyone. Thank you for coming in. So I'm just getting everything ready. This is easier than those little cups, those little muffin places. You can just, it's like a pie, you know. So it's kind of like this, you know, just kind of your own little garden variety thing. You know, I don't want it to be too bad. I want it to look pretty good and turn out pretty well. So it's roughly a couple of cups of cornmeal. You got maybe a half a cup of 2 cups of cornmeal, 1 cup or a half, 3/4 or a half a cup of milk. You know, you got a teaspoon or tablespoon of powder, baking powder, like Clever Girl baking powder. So it'll, you know, you want it to be able to rise a little bit, to be able to, you know, be a little full. You don't want it to be flat, you know. And you can put an egg in there. So that's all I do is just put 1 egg in there. And a little sugar. You get a 1/4 cup of sugar and put in there. Because, you know, that's what makes soup bean cornbread good, is when you have a little sugar. I think that's part of what makes the Jiffy cornmeal mix better. It's seasoned and sweetened enough, you know. It tastes a little better. Now, cook this for 20 minutes. If it's a little done before 20 minutes, I'll just get it out of there. Joni is a great comfort food cook. Oh, thank you. Now, this light over here is burned out. It don't work. Okay, I need to fix that. We got my soup beans in here in the crock pot. We got us a 16-ounce bag of soup beans. It's going to be a lot of soup beans. Okay. Here we go. Some kind of soup beans. And I got the big bag of soup beans. It's $3.66 for that. It's 4 pounds. 4 pounds of pinto beans. You know, it's not bad. It's cheap. My husband make homemade Cool Whip. He even used a whisk for textures. Oh, that's really funny, Monica. That's really funny. Now, I've got this in here. Okay. Like 18 minutes. There we go. 18 minutes. So that's what that is. I've got my stuff here. I've got my ramens. I've got my tuna in a can. And it's good to eat tuna. Some good food to eat, you know. Healthy stuff. So soup beans are actually pretty good. And I think fiber is supposed to help lower your LDL, your bad cholesterol. Fiber can help your bad cholesterol. Okay. I take my anxiety pill. Good to see you, everybody. Yes, that's the truth. I guess that's one way of doing it. That's true. Yes, very much so. Okay. What I'm doing, guys, I'm going through my stuff, being able to find if I'm gonna. I just need to see exactly how much space, living space, I need to live in the camper. You know, a tiny in camper RV, nomadically. You know, I just need to see exactly what my basic staples are, my needs, my basic. Oh, he ended up wearing some. Well, he got to experience it, Monica, didn't he? He got to experience practice, I guess, learning what it's like on the other end of the stick. Yeah, learning what it's like on the other end of the stick. I've got my underwear, socks, you know, lingerie and nightgowns and stuff in there. I've got scarves and wigs and headscarves and wigs and gloves and stuff in there. And here I've got my, it's a mess, but um, I've got shorts, I've got capri pants, I've got long pants and skirts. In here I've got short sleeve tops, long sleeve tops, and sweaters. So I've got my clothes in here. I've got stuff hanging up in there. I just need to go through and find exactly the stuff that I need. That if I'm going to ever live in an RV, really, and have all my stuff in it, I need to pare things down to what I'm going to really need and see how much space I really need to live. You know, how much space, how much closet space do I actually need? How much spot closet space can a person get by with? How much closet space can you get by with having, you know? And you got to have room for hobbies and stuff too. You know, you've got to have hobbies. You've got to have room for hobbies and stuff. You got to have room for hobbies and stuff. You have to have room to do something, sewing or doing something, you know. So yeah, all my makeup and stuff, my fragrances and stuff like that. So just find out what I need, you know. This blue screen is good for doing parodies or using backgrounds and stuff, and it doesn't work the best, but when I have the light shining on it, it works okay. It works well enough to work, you know, to put another background in my pictures, videos. And StreamYard does that. You can do it with StreamYard. Yeah, good. Just to live nomadically or live in a tiny space, you know, live in a tiny space. If you're going to ever occupy a tiny space, you have to, you know, think about paring things down, getting down to what you need and have to have, you know, paring things down of what you have to live, you know. Oh, Monica, that sounds like a good thing. And I guess I'll cut up an onion if somebody wants to have onion. One of us wants to have onion in our soup beans. So Actually, in my brown beans, I like to have a little bit of barbecue sauce. I think that. And all the stack of electronics, I need to put it in storage somewhere. But yeah, going through my clothes, paring things down, seeing exactly what I have to live in a small space. You know, and those people in Hong Kong live in these subdivided apartments, these cubicle apartments. You see dolls and stuff in here. It's an old doll. It's the truth. So, I just gotta feel like I'm at home, you know. Put my stuff in here to be able to be in a small space. If a person lives in a small space in an RV, you know, a lot of people online, YouTube personalities, are people that live with their parents or people that don't really work full time or don't want to work full time. You know, people that don't work full time or they don't work consistently, you know. Eventually, if their parents die or anything else, they're going to have to find a way to live, and a lot of those people eventually move toward the concept of living in an RV, living in a van, living in an RV, living in some way to avoid paying rent so they can continue the posh life that they've grown accustomed to. The life of being able to be disabled, you know. I mean, if you can't have disability and you've been denied disability and you can't get disability or don't have disability, you know, there are a lot of people maybe that don't have disability that should have it but that don't have it, and they, you know, live in RVs and vans because, you know, they can't afford to pay rent because they can't work consistently at a job, you know. Maybe they should get the disability, but if they, until they get the disability, they can get into some kind of government housing if they you know, get into government housing if they can get disability. But those who couldn't somehow get disability decide to move in vans and RVs or want to live cheap or be able to have more freedom. So, in order to have the freedom that you want to have, you know, there are things you have to do to be able to live cheap. You have to eat cheap. You have to eat. There are people that have said that they could live on $400 a month in an RV in a van. Live in the van life, you know. Now, some of these tiny homes really look like little houses. And something that looks like a little house is good, but it's just, you know, if it's too big, like these big tiny houses, some of these big tiny houses, you know, there's something that they sell called the hermit's cabin, you know. It's the hermit's cabin. That's what I'm saying, the hermit's cabin. And you can go out in the woods and be a hermit, be in the city living in a van and be a hermit. You know, either way, anything that looks like a tiny home is going to be a luxury, you know, because if you put it on a piece of land somewhere, a tiny house, you know, like a prepper type person, even a homeless guy, you know, prep cabin. I guess prep cabin is like preppers, you know. I guess you can have some way to have something to stay in. But I don't want everybody. Hey, Jesse Scott. Yeah, the travel trolls, Monica. I'm just looking at people building homemade cabins to live in. I was just saying there are people on the YouTubers and people, you know, there are people that, you know, adults that maybe should get disability that were turned down for disability that maybe should get disability, but that don't have disability. Maybe they should have it, but if they somehow don't have it, you know, then they, you know, people that want to work less hours, you know, people that want to work less hours or save their money for a rainy day, those kind of people have to be able to you live cheaper, and that means maybe living in a van, you know, RV or a van, like van life. You know, there's people like that on YouTube that we've all heard about, you know, that they're going to have to live cheap, if they live with their parents, even me or anybody else. People that live with their parents will have to live cheap, if anything happens to the parents or people they live with. Carrot cornbread. Carrot cornbread is an unleavened bread made from ground cornmeal. Oh, that's really cool, sweet Jessie Scott. Let's talk about food instead. Yeah. Monica, that sounds really good, carrot cornbread. Yeah, carrot cornbread. I don't think that all this kind of stuff works with my channel. I don't think that works as well with my channel. I think cooking, my channel does better as a cooking channel, honestly. Cooking, taking care of the house, home economics and stuff like that. I think that my channel works the best for home economics, things like that for my channel. Oh, Buff Carrot was asking about cornbread. Okay, cornbread is the best. Buff Carrot, sorry about that, Buff Carrot. Denise. Oh, Denise R. Buff Carrot. Hello. I'd say hello, have to get some sleep. Well, good night, Kaylee. Thank you for coming. Because I'm not from America. Can someone tell me what cornbread actually is? Oh, the Buff Carrot. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. You're not from America. I missed your comment. Buff Carrot, the cornbread is made from cornmeal. You take the simplest way to make cornmeal is you take cornmeal with a little milk. You mix cornmeal with a little milk and an egg. Put an egg in it. And you maybe have, if it's still frozen cornmeal, you may not need baking powder, but baking powder, I put baking powder in it, and I put a little sugar in it. Basically, it's just a bread made from cornmeal. It's just bread made from cornmeal, and you put an egg in it, a little milk in it, and put a little sugar and a little baking powder in it so it'll rise a little bit. But it's not supposed to be... Oh, thank you, Denise. Sorry, that's sweet. That's a nice thing to say. And nice to see you in here, Denise R. Yeah, and so I think a home economics based channel is really best for me to do. Cooking and things like that. Maybe showing local sights and scenes around town, local attractions. Touring things. Showing scenes around town, things like that. I think that's probably what the majority of the people want to see in my channel. So I think that's, Buff Carrot, that's exactly, oh, thanks, Jessie Scott. Oh, I can do more food reviews, find more food reviews and do more when I go to the grocery store and get stuff. The things you can get at Walmart and the things that are cheap to eat, The things that are cheap to eat, affordable to eat, things that are good for you and things with protein that are cheap, like beans, It has protein, it has plenty. Beans have protein, but beans have fiber. And so fiber is good for you if you want to lower your cholesterol, whatever you want to do. Beans are good for you for fiber, They're cheap, They don't have any fat or sodium or anything, Just don't load them down with salt when you eat them, Maybe get a little pork in the ham hock and put a little ham in there. Yeah. So that's the good thing. I'm glad I get you all's comments and stuff. That's a good thing. So a couple of people are on late tonight that are YouTubers. We've got this thing here. This thing is a bite guard. This is my bite guard. It's my bite guard. It's my bite guard. Sleep with my bite guard. Sleep with me bite guard. So good to see everybody. I think that I have... around I have a mold of my teeth somewhere. They gave me a mold of my teeth in my head. Yeah. Yeah, Buff Carrot, I'm glad you're in the house. Glad everybody's in the house tonight. Yes. Buff Carrot. All of the people on YouTube. All of the good folks. Oopsie daisy. Is it not me channel? That is me channel. The things that I be doing on me channel. Yeah. Okay. Got to find that mold of my teeth. It's a mold. Then when I got that thing, they gave me a mold of my mouth. A mold of my teeth, you know. I always like when you cook. Grateful just, and I love to see you when you're hanging with Wayne. He seems like a very nice man. He is a nice man. He is a nice person. I know they gave me something. It's like a mold of my mouth. A mold of my teeth or something. It might be in I got this hat box. Look in this hat box. Oh, guys, this is an epilator. This is a Braun epilator. It's a wet dry epilator. I paid $100 for that. Silk Elto. See? It's an epilator. Have you ever seen an epilator? You can get out body hairs or leg hairs or anything with this thing here. Yeah, that's the epilator. And you got plenty of attachments for the epilator. This here is the thing for scrubbing your face. You see, with the pads on it, you exfoliate your skin. See? You exfoliate your skin. What do you guys think about it? Okay. Yeah. Now it needs to be in here a little more. Four more minutes. Yeah, 4 more minutes for those. It seems like I've got trying to think of what happened to that. It could be up in here somewhere. I've got some stuff up in here, and these totes up in here. See, I've got totes up in here, organized, and totes up here. I'm thinking maybe I've got these things. It's a mold. Hold on just a minute, guys. Let me get these totes out of here. And I'm going to try to find this. Let's see what's in this tote. All kinds of junk. Here's those things that you wrap coins with. This is Barbie doll furniture. This is a piece of vintage lingerie. Hey! Hey, 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 hey. Here it is, you see? Barbie. There's an old Barbie. I'll sit you up there, babe. There we go. It's not a Barbie, that's a cheap doll, I think. You see, this is a Dollar Tree doll. This is actually really pretty. Oh, I'll do those just as con. Let's see, that blue is pretty. Got some miniature playing cards. I found the mold of my teeth. Yeah. Raise your camper off the bed if the truck a couple of feet, maybe, or raise your bed to fit totes. If truck, put totes under. It's been 45 years since I was in a camper, so not sure. Camper off the bed, couple of feet maybe, or raise your bed to fit totes under. That's pretty cool. That's a good idea to put totes under the bed. That's a good thing if doable, Monica. I will think about that. I will think about that. These are Sterilite totes. Schmidt. Holy kitten caboodle. God bless America. Okay, now, I think I'll go ahead and take this out of here. It's done, a little more done. Oh, yeah. Before I cut it into little pieces, I want to, while it's warm, I want to separate it, you know. Separate it from this pan. I push hard. Yeah, I think that the my home economics type of videos are the best to me. That's what people want to see, and that's what I'm good at. I can do home goods and stuff like that. For right now, I'm going to put this over top of it. And this, protect it. There we go. And tomorrow, our soup things will be done. And I'll get some of this soup. guess that, yeah. So that's what this is. This amounts to. So that's how it all came out. I'm gonna have to get some milk and eat some milk and crackers to get milk and cornbread together. You put your old people in olden times, they would put their milk in their cornbread in their milk. I'll show you before I get off here. Yes, okay. I'm gonna show you one before I get off here. These molds are made of my teeth, okay? When I got this bite guard, so if you get a good bite guard, this is for the bite guard. And I paid $400 for this bite guard like 10 years ago. So this is to sleep with. You put this over the roof of your mouth from a dentist to prescribe it to you when you grind your teeth. I grind my teeth. I had a grind in my teeth. Okay, these are my uppers. Perfect mold of my uppers. You know, if your uppers are here, okay, these go right over top of your upper teeth, see? Right over there. These are my lowers. Oh, it's lifting my lowest teeth. Ho, 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 ho. See, learn something every day. So, I'm going to leave you with this wonderful sight. I will catch you on the flip side. Like, share, subscribe. Join the revolution. Yes, and I will catch you with the sun. Don't shine.